Paul, you asked for the lads to give you everything. If they're going to go down, do it kicking and screaming. The fans have done it as well.
Wow.
That second half was brilliant.
Second half was absolutely outstanding. I thought we had a proper go. I thought first half we didn't. You know, and you can maybe look at the shape that we set up. But I still think even in the shape we were set up, we didn't get up to the ball. We didn't win second balls, and we allowed them to get a foothold in the game. I thought the goal was I mean, it might be a great finish, but it looks as if he'd mishit it to me. I don't exactly know what happened for their first goal. But we go 1-0 down at half time, and then we just changed the shape because it just wasn't working for us. So we had to try and be brave, and we had to try and get some energy and some legs about us. And I thought John Mellish was the catalyst for that, just running and chasing. And I've said it all along, if you don't work, if you don't chase and run and make people make mistakes, you're not going to get anything. So thankfully, second half, I thought we were outstanding the way we did it. Scored 2 really good goals, and then we just didn't manage the game well enough. We didn't, you know, we didn't keep hold of the ball, and there was too little time between us scoring and them getting the equaliser. But I would imagine as a neutral, it was a fantastic game to watch, and I thought the atmosphere inside the ground was absolutely outstanding as well. And that's what football games are all about.
It was 2 good teams giving no quarter in that second half. It could have gone either way. When you've given that effort and energy, you want it to go your way, don't you?
Yeah, you do. We needed a little bit of luck there. And I've got to say, maybe we got a bit of luck at the end, because I thought there may have been a chance of a penalty right at the end, but I'm not surprised with this referee. I really hope we don't get him again, because I think he's been poor on both occasions, unfortunately.
You mentioned that first goal for them. It seems to be when things aren't going your way, as they haven't quite been for us. There's 3 or 4 ricochets, there's a spinning shot, and it ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, things haven't quite gone our way. There's those little bits of luck that we've not quite had, and I'll go back. You know, you look at the run of games we've had, and you can go back as far as you look at Stevenage, where the referee should have given a penalty on Hunt. You look at Orient, where there's a double deflection and you lose the game. You look at Bradford away, where it's 0-0 and Gibbo's shot bounces off out the post instead of bouncing in. Gillingham, Thomas makes a good save and it bounced straight to their player. Saturday, Deno's header doesn't quite go over the line. We're just not having that little rub of the green that you have to have. You know, you can do all of the stuff, but if you don't have the rub of the green, then you're not going to get anything. Tonight, I don't think it was rub of the green. I thought the second goal, we should have done better. When we talked about what Stockport's strengths are, it's putting crosses into the box. We asked for a goalkeeper to come and deal with those crosses. We asked for our defenders to defend them if our keeper's not coming. Sadly, we didn't stop it. We didn't have a goalkeeper come for it on the goal, and I think Owen Moxon's jumped for it. It's just gone over his head and it's put Jack Armour off a little bit. So a really disappointing goal to concede, when really if we'd have managed the game better, I think we could have seen it out.
How many times do you see it's that key 5 minutes, isn't it, after you've scored? Just calm everything down, do everything right, and then see it through.
Yeah, we didn't. There wasn't even any time to calm it down. I think the ball in play was probably about 40 seconds between the 2 goals. We just didn't have that opportunity to be able to do it. You know, we block the first cross. We're 2v2 out in the wide area. We sort of half closed down. I think it was Hussey who put the cross in, instead of going the extra yard or the extra half a yard even, and maybe taking one for the team. We just didn't do that well enough on that occasion, and it was disappointing. I mean, first half they've dominated. Second half, I think we've caused problems. Although when they brought the striker on, Alafi, his pace caused an issue. So as I say, I'm sure it was a really entertaining game for everybody to watch. I just think we missed a trick there and not getting all 3 points.
I mean, I actually thought we had the better of the opening exchanges, and it was the goal that took the wind out of the sails. Was that a concern going into the break, that we hadn't shown that character at that point?
Well, we did start the game well, but then as the first half went on, I thought they got a bit more of a foothold on it. We set up with Jordan Gibson as a 10 to try and stop Crowsdale getting on the ball, because against Newport he absolutely ran the game by being in there. So I wanted Gibbo around him. But they gave us a problem with their 3 centre-backs, the way they split so wide, and our 2 strikers couldn't really it couldn't really affect it. So that's why we changed it at half time. I had to go for it really, and thankfully the players responded. I thought the players were outstanding second half. They've put an incredible shift in. We now need to get freshened up because we have got an absolutely brilliant game to look forward to at the weekend.
We saw as it lined up, it melds into the midfield. It's got 4-3-3, 3-4-3 as they were playing the football. He does that so well, that switch of role within a game.
Yeah, he does, yeah, because he's just a good athlete and he just gets on it, and he's just a bit of a loose cannon. He runs and he chases and he gets blocks and all those sorts of things. But he also does really well at centre-back as well. So we've got a little bit of a dilemma in there at the moment, but we'll have to have a look at it. I'll start looking at Barrow and see exactly what they do. You know, the problem is we've had 43 games where we started with the three, and in the main it's worked for us. You know, we knew that this run of games, I don't know what it is, 9-10 games going back as far as probably the Stevenage game. When you look at Stevenage at home, Bradford away, Orient away, Gillingham away, Northampton at home, Stockport at home, it's a really tough run of games. And on paper, I always thought this was going to be a difficult run. We're now in a position where we have to keep driving each other on now. We've got to keep believing. We've got to stay with it. Delighted we've got goals tonight, and 2 good goals. Great delivery for the corner and a great finish from Mox for the second goal. So hopefully we can keep that bit of momentum that we got in the second half and we can take it into Saturday's game.
Set piece is so important. We were more of a threat with both Armour and Moxon tonight.
Yeah, we were with some of them. I thought some of them were a little bit overhit. I mean, the one at the end there when Jack Armour's whipped it in and it looks like Hunts is going to just get on the end of it and he doesn't quite get enough power on it. I thought there was some decent deliveries, there was some good opportunities, we had more life about us, but as I say, we've got to take it into the weekend now.
Great for Mox to get his goal finally at Brunton Park. That's something he wanted. It would have been even better if it was the winner.
Yeah, it would have been, but it wasn't to be. Hopefully he's going to save that for another day this season, and we've got good games to look forward to, really big games to look forward to. You know, we started at the start of the season, going back as last week in July, where I wanted enough points to be safe. We've reached that target very comfortably. We're now in a position where we need to make sure we get enough points to get a place in the playoffs. That's minimum. And then we need to hope we can get enough points to get automatic, because I do think there is still enough points to get that. Whether that's going to be possible, we just got to wait and see, but we just have to do our job and win our games.
You always say to the subs, if you're coming on, affect it. Patrick gets the ball in our half, stays calm, gives it to Edmo, off he goes, stays calm, and that's where the second goal comes from.
Yeah, we wanted an impact from them, and I thought we certainly got an impact, and that's the pleasing thing. You know, I mean, I thought everybody who was out there second half, I thought they did very, very well. They caused problems. I just needed to freshen it up to try and... I felt as though we'd started the half really well, and then they just started to get a little bit more of a foothold in it, and that's why we decided to change it. I thought it might lift the crowd a little bit with new faces and some energy, and I thought the crowd were outstanding tonight, and hopefully they'll come back and do it again for us.
We've mentioned the crowd. That response is a response to what the players did. That's what you're saying, isn't it? It's so important that everybody does do this together.
Of course it is, yeah. The players have shown second half that they wanted to have a go. I know there was some grumbles first half, but we, you know, as I say, we've been really consistent with our shape this season, and we've made in-game changes. It needed an in-game change today to try and change the momentum at half-time, and thankfully it worked, and we did get some momentum. I'm just disappointed that we weren't able to get our game management right after we scored that second goal, and it's something we might need to look at to try and be better at it for the next time.
And back for the weekend, that'll give you more selection options that you actually want at this stage.
Yeah, of course we do. Yeah, we need Ben back into it. Taylor Charters is chomping at the bit as well. He wants to be involved again at the weekend. So we've got some decisions to make. We'll see how everybody is. I don't think there's any issues. Callum got a whack on the cheekbone. There's a couple of lads who've got elbows on the back of the head, but I would imagine they'll all want to be involved on Saturday.
We can talk about Barrow later in the week, Paul, but just looking ahead to the weekend, it's such a big game. Whether Barrow have got anything to play for or not, that's up for debate. They definitely have, because it's Carlisle coming to town.
Oh, without a doubt. They will want to try and make amends for what happened here in the league fixture, and we saw in the Papa John's game at their place that they can cause problems. I think they're a good side. I think they've got good players. What I want, I want to see us show that we're a good side. I want to see the enthusiasm and the energy that we showed in the second half and make sure that we go and give it a right good go and give ourselves a real fighting chance.
Paul, thank you.